Training doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, some of the most practical forms of training involve doing things we already do regularly. If it's something you already do, then of course it's something you can benefit from getting better at. And to flip this on its head, this also shows how anything you do that's somewhat challenging can also be seen as a form of training. We've all had to walk with a heavy rucksack in the past. Why not turn it into a workout? And we call this rucking. We shouldn't think of rucking as only a military activity. That's where it comes from, of course. Being able to carry a heavy load is very useful if you're in the army. But trust me, I am not cut out for the military. Rucking is available to everyone and could be a rewarding and enjoyable way to train. So what makes it so great? Well, as a loaded carry, rucking provides a fantastic form of conditioning. You'll be burning more calories as you walk because your muscles need to work harder to move the extra weight. That means you can go for a shorter ruck and burn the same calories in less time as you would on a walk the same length. Or you can ruck further and burn even more. YouTube is full of dramatic weight loss stories thanks to rucking. As you progress, this also gives you more options for increasing the challenge. You can increase the distance you're travelling, decrease the time taken to cover the same distance, or just increase the weight. This means you won't be going for increasingly longer and longer walks. There are many ways to progress. And it's ideal for anyone who finds running to be hard on the knees, because it's much lower impact. But it's much more than just a form of conditioning. Rucking also trains almost the entire body. As you walk, your body is forced to stabilise the extra weight. Your legs and hips will work harder to keep you balanced. Your upper body will need to brace to support the rucksack. Focus on maintaining your posture and you'll be improving that too. Over time, the tendons and ligaments around your knees will grow stronger and more resilient. You'll feel your glutes, calves, hamstrings and quads working too. Far more so than regular walking. This won't give you legs like Mr. Olympia, but you might be surprised at the size and strength that can come from this kind of training, especially if you go uphill. Likewise, your ankles will need to stabilise against the extra weight on the rough terrain. This can help to make you more resistant to falls and sprains by strengthening those small supporting muscles. In general, having stronger and more stable hips and ankles can reduce injury and improve your ability to transfer power to the ground for more explosive athletic performance. The jury is out on how useful unstable surface training, UST, might be for increasing ankle proprioception among the healthy. That means using things like wobble boards. But there is ample evidence to show that activities like trail running reduce injuries, improve balance, and even increase running speed. That very likely applies here too, possibly more so, given the added weight. And you're not just building strength in these areas, but strength endurance in all the places you need it for practical movement. Real-world tasks that don't involve simply lifting something heavy once and putting it back down. You'll become a workhorse, and activities that once seemed challenging will be far more manageable. And you'll be grounded, planted firmly in the ground and better able to generate power from the bottom up. The strength goes deep. The added load bearing could even help to strengthen your very bones. Weight bearing over longer durations is well known for doing this. Oh, and of course you get all the health benefits associated with simply being outdoors, including those ever so important mental health benefits. This is a moving meditation. So how do you get started? Well, it's actually very easy. All you need is a rucksack and some weight to go in it. You don't need a lot of weight and you don't need a fancy rucksack. You can buy weights specifically made for rucking, but a few water bottles will do just as well, and you can drink the water if you start getting tired. Start light and only add more as you get confident with the process. Try to distribute the weight in the rucksack evenly, keeping the heaviest items closest to your back. Then you might consider investing in a slightly better rucksack. Look for one with a hip belt and chest strap. This will help you to support the load closer to your body and stop it from bouncing around, rubbing. Not to mention better distributing the load across your torso. Wider straps will also help reduce rubbing. And of course, you need a bag that's tough enough to hold the weight. As for footwear, look for something that will offer a little ankle support, especially to begin with. That said, I personally like shoes that let me use my feet as naturally as possible. That's where today's sponsor, Vivo Barefoot, comes in. Vivo Barefoot make minimal shoes with a wide toe box, giving you plenty of surface area and allowing your feet to move with the contours of the ground. They also include minimal heels, meaning you aren't walking with your calves in a constantly shortened position. You'll have better sensitivity and be better able to feel the ground beneath you. This not only makes for a far more stimulating experience, not only strengthens the muscles of the feet and lower legs, not only makes you more grounded as you walk, but also helps to reduce your chances of a twisted ankle. The best thing about all of this is that Vivo Barefoot make a variety of shoes that tick all these boxes at once, like their Tracker range. The Trackers are lightweight hiking boots with multi-terrain grip and extra flex. They give you all the freedom and flexibility of barefoot shoes, but offer the extra support you need when doing something like rucking. It's great to have a shoe that I can recommend without reservation for this kind of activity. Of course, they're also perfect for hiking, adventuring, and generally getting down and dirty. Bioneer viewers can get 15% off their order by using code TheBioneer15. Check them out in the link below. Speaking of terrain, of course, the next question is where to ruck. And the answer is, once again, anywhere. Heck, you can ruck around town. Heading out anyway? Why not throw some added weight into that rucksack and turn it into incidental training? But for many, exploring somewhere beautiful is part of the appeal. And in that case, you might consider driving to a local beauty spot, if you have one, and exploring. Varied terrain like hills, mud, sand and water can all add to the challenge and the stability gains, while also giving you a more interesting and varied workout. Of course, you do need to work up to those more challenging routes. Consider ice and mud and spend some time on flatter ground until you've built that base. Make sure you have a way to navigate and to call for help if you need it. And don't head out too far without considering how you're going to get back. If you're concerned about burning out, there's no shame in doing laps of a smaller area. But truly, there are no rules. This is just walking, but harder. Do it how you want. Just know that it's an exciting opportunity for those that want to improve their strength, stability, endurance, and body composition. You just need a rucksack and some weight. Now ruck off.